And welcome to a hiccup edition of Behind the Mask. I hit the wrong button. I was about to start our intro all over again, but as you can see, I am kind of by myself right now. Totally fine with it. It's not the first time I've done this, but it probably won't be the last. But welcome to Behind the Mask. It is great to have you guys back with us for another live stream. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. And I'm excited to be back on, and I'm excited about what we have to talk about today. We have a couple of segments that we want to introduce. We don't have really much to the segment, well, except for one of them, but it's a new way for us to introduce something, and we'll describe what the segments are all about as we put them up, because we also want to expand what we're doing aside from seeing myself. I know you can't get enough of this, but it is what it is. But we'll also do a couple of gear reviews, and of course another segment we're going to be introducing today, because we just had the Chicago Windy City Major over in Chicago. So that is something we definitely want to talk about. It was a great weekend. If you guys didn't get to check it out, we're going to give you guys a little bit of the highlights of what happened this weekend, also who took it. And to me, it's not really much of a surprise of who actually did take it and who ended up on Sunday. But the games this weekend were amazing. A lot of great action, a lot of, like 1-on-3s, 1-on-4s. It was nuts, but it was great to watch. And a lot of great commentating, as always, by Maddie and Rich. So I always love listening to those guys talk about what's going on the field. They also had Thomas up in the booth with them, which, Thomas, if you ever see this or if you ever come on, I just want to say, love you. Awesome. Amazing. Yeah. So it was a great weekend. I really enjoyed it. I got to watch most of it, and then I had to kind of do a scrub through while I was doing some stuff today, but it was great. So without further ado, I'm still stalling. I know you guys are like, oh my God, this guy's just talking and babbling. Yes, I am. But I'm also waiting for Dennis to get on here so we can actually go over everything that happened this weekend, because he's got a lot to say about it too. And I got to sneeze, but over it. So anyways, without further ado, I want to open this up because, as always, God, love the sound. And you could actually see it because I've got actually pretty decent lighting today. And also, I'm not in the hangar, so you just got this bland background. I've got to work on that too. I was hoping for a big old sign, neon stuff, all kinds. Didn't get it done. Sorry. But I am here and I'm enjoying this. I love to be on and talk about this, but of course, talking about Ghost. Love you guys. Best thing ever. Again, this week I have same as last week, which is my Sour Patch Red Berry. You guys, this is good stuff. That hits the spot, and I'm going to be up all night. But if you guys get a chance, definitely check it out. I can't say enough good stuff about this. I mean, you're talking about legendary energy, epic focus. I don't get the epic focus, but that's okay. I love the energy that I get, and the fact that zero sugar. And one more thing, no artificial color. This has no color whatsoever. So if you pour this out, it's not going to be red. It's going to be clear. But Ghost, you guys get a chance. I mean, let me show you guys. If you get a chance, you pick this stuff up at your local GNC Vitamin Shop. I got this at my local 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven's carrying it. AMP. These guys are growing. So jump on, get some. Love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, especially when it's ice cold. Oh, man. Unofficial, official sponsor. Amazing. Thank you, guys. Giving me that energy. Also, mic that likes to turn off whenever I run my hand across the top, but love it. It's a great mic. It's my Roccat Torch. If you guys get a chance to check it out, go onto their website, check out Roccat Torch. This mic by far has been the best mic I have. I can't say enough good things about it. I have nothing bad to say about it. Only thing I got to remember is not to run my hand across the top. So it is what it is. But check it out if you guys get a chance. So again, still stalling. Why? So I'm waiting for Dennis to come on. I don't want to start this new segment without having him on. And I also don't want to talk about what happened this weekend without having him on, because he is kind of my crutch I lean on when I don't always have the right things to say, but he always does. Really does. So, but, if I had that doorbell sound right now, it would be the sound of Dennis coming on right now. He is on. Let me bring him in because we want to. Wait, are you ready, Dennis? Shake your head. Let me see that head shake. You ready? Good enough for me. We're bringing him on. Welcome, Dennis.
Couldn't even wait like 5 minutes.
Dude, we say 6:30. I do 6:29 in 30 seconds. And I almost did the intro twice because I hit the wrong button.
Okay. But for as much as you complain about having to do it by yourself and you can't wait 5 minutes.
I can't because we're on the schedule. Come on. We got to be on the schedule. We got to be professional.
Okay. But you know my schedule.
I do. So I need to actually probably come up with like a script to buy that time sometimes if I need 5 minutes. And actually, I probably should write stuff down. And I'm sure there's people out there like, oh my God, why doesn't this guy write stuff down and have everything? I don't know. Sometimes I just don't have the time. But welcome, Dennis. And I wanted to look at that. Woo! I got a ticker going.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! I was going to ask when are we going to start? When are we fully going to start taking advantage of StreamYard's, like the banners and cool stuff like that? So very nice, very nice.
Yeah, you guys got to know that next week we are going to have the myth, the legend. No, not Amber Wong, but actually it's Amber the Beast Wong. But we are actually going to have Mr. Fred Schultz. Mr. Paintball himself is going to be coming onto our show this time and talking paintball with us. And we're really looking forward to that. It was great being on his show last week. Fred, if you're the one person watching us.
It's our Twitch viewer, whoever our Twitch viewer is.
Awesome. Hey, welcome back. But yeah, it was awesome to be talking to him. Got a chance to talk to him off the show some more with Dennis, and then again talk to him a little bit more later on that week. It was great. He is, you know what? It should be Mr. Fred Rogers Schultz, because when you talk to him, I feel like, just comforted. Like I should see a trolley go in the background because he's just so, the way he talks to you, and it's just, it's like we're old friends. We've been friends forever.
Yeah, well, and it certainly felt that way talking with him. I mean, he's very, very warm and welcoming, and I mean, even off of the air when we continue to chat in the green room, I mean, just super, super positive and very supportive, and he said, I hopefully moving forward from today, we can consider each other friends, and I was like, without a doubt. He, Bud, and Bill, all three of them were just they were super gracious and
my. Dude, I haven't laughed that hard in
right.
Those dudes had us rolling afterwards.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh man, I could have stayed on longer with them, but I know that like Fred had to go eat, I had to go eat, Dennis had to go eat, Bud had to go stand outside of his house because that's what he said he was going to go do.
Yeah, he said he was going to go stand outside.
So all right. But it was great. It was a lot of fun to be on with them, and it was an honor. And we look forward to having him, and then probably have Bud and a couple of the other guests that we were talking about, hopefully coming onto the show. So enough of that. Enough of all that. And Dennis is here. I'm excited because I created something new for the show. 2 things new for the show. And I want to see if we could actually stick to somewhat of a schedule so we can break this down later on. But who knows? The way we are, we go all over the place. So,
as if that's anything new.
It isn't. It's not new at all. But I want to introduce our new segment, which we will be doing and just be calling this and talk about just this subject while we're in this little segment that we're doing. But I got to think of something really cool of how to segue into it. You know what? Let's do some tourney talk. All right. So it's time for some tourney talk.
That was really fast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Let me do it again. I like the way I segue into it, though. It was kind of, it's time for some tourney talk. Feel a little better?
That's better. That's much better.
I mean, it was honestly, I didn't change the timing on it, but I think the way I said it this time, it kind of rolled into it.
Well, but it seemed like it went just long enough. It, like, the first time I saw it, it felt very abrupt, like you cut it off all of a sudden.
Well, we're now talking tourney.
Yes.
And again, like I said at the beginning, this past weekend was the Windy City Major. It was, I don't know. I mean, Dennis, I think this actual tournament had a lot of awesome things that guys were doing. Like, it felt like they were literally just balls out playing for once. I mean, I know they always do it every weekend.
See, here's the thing. I mean, I will agree with you. So watching the footage on online, and then catching a few snippets here and there on the streaming service, I kind of got the same feeling. Almost every match that was being played, there was a sense of urgency. Obviously, we've only got one more event in the season before everything wraps up, and so there's a lot riding on this event to kind of get your team in placement for coming into Cup.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of hard fought points. There were a couple of dark horses coming into Sunday. If I'm being
there was Rich's dark horse. Did you see that clip?
No, I missed it.
Oh
okay,
my gosh, dude.
we got to talk about that. So
no, it was a picture that somebody photoshopped, and it was Rich on a dark horse, and he was up in the air, and he was going like this.
Oh my God.
It was great. It was great. Sorry. Go on. Yes.
No. It's fine. So I mean, as I'm sure a lot of you guys would have already known had you been following, the event. So coming out of the prelims, I should say. I mean, AC Diesel undefeated. There were a lot of, and I'm not saying anything negative about AC Diesel, but that's definitely not a team that you would have expected to be, playing that strong coming out of prelims. Mainly just because they've been working so hard to try and get their roster gelled and to really kind of find their feet. And so it was kind of a nice surprise. But unfortunately, as the weekend wore on, we started seeing a lot of the same names all over again. Although I will admit,
I'm going to throw up a little bit of the gameplay just so we could have it there. But this was Columbus Level.
Oh yeah, so
we've
got Level playing Latin Saints here. Level had a strong showing coming into the weekend as well.
They did. They had a really strong showing. I mean, starting off, and I was like, wow, man, where did these guys come from? Who are these guys?
They've always been a bit of I don't want to say underdog, because underdog would say that, it belies their ability. And obviously they're in the pro ranks. They've been able to maintain a pro spot. Granted, they may not be, getting a podium finish, but they managed to play consistently enough to maintain their pro spot. And that says something for, the team as a whole. But they're not high on the list of people that you would normally suspect to be seeing, coming out of prelims and going into the matches on Saturday, looking as strong as they did. So, they played very, very well. A lot of it's interesting when you go back and watch some of the footage. A lot of the players were taking advantage of some of the moves that you and I talked about a couple of episodes ago
with Seth.
With Seth, yeah. And it was really kind of interesting because we were looking at him like, you cut to the inside and then go to the outside. Using that W in the snake, it was pretty cool. It was actually really cool. I felt like I knew what I was talking about.
It did. It seemed like we were actually have, kind of played before, and I was like, wow, we actually did call a lot of that we saw. People used that snake and they use those bricks.
Look right here,
really
here, crawling in.
Yes.
He's going in between that wedge and the wing there, the W. Look at that.
But when you look at it, this brick. Oh, let me get over here. There we go. This big old brick. This freaking what do we call that?
That stand up there. That soda can.
Stand up here, and then that wedge is what kind of blocked a lot out. So it gave these guys right here room to move.
Look at that cross shot.
Look at that.
Shooting from just at the what is that? Their snake.
Oh, look at that. Did you see
40.
that? He wrecked him right there.
40. And he scoots in. Pop, pop. Yep.
Right
look
across.
At that. Just shooting straight across.
So I have, I like Infamous, and that's only because, we know somebody that's on Infamous, which is Thomas Taylor, which Thomas, please, come on.
Please call us back. Answer your messages, answer your DMs, my friend.
But so they struggle a little bit against, they struggle a little bit against Level.
Yeah, they did.
And that was on Friday. And then they came into Saturday and they were just on it. They were they picked it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And, it was great to see them. And dude, that move that of all people, Thomas Taylor pulled and took out 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So
went down there.
He's been a perennial, competitor. The man, it's funny. We say he's part of the old guard, he's the old man of paintball right now. He's barely coming into his 40s. We're older than he is.
Well, it's not even that, dude. It's not even that. It's these kids that are coming up that kind of underestimate him.
Dude absolutely.
He works like a beast to stay at the level that he is to be able to play.
Yeah.
He is definitely a beast. And I can't say much else. Watching on Saturday and even watching Saturday, seeing Goldman pull off.
Oh God, I know.
3-on-1.
3-on-1. Yeah.
When Thomas did that 4, he wasn't by himself. He blew through it.
Yeah.
But
so not to divert off. I hope you guys saw that move that we just saw on the screen a minute ago. Are you able to roll the video back?
Well, as soon as I get out of this commercial, yeah. Hold on. I think they actually replay it. Let me. Oh, we're back. And just so you guys know, so we don't get hit with any type of copyright or anything like that, we are streaming the stuff that happened on Go Sports. So if you guys don't have a subscription, get one. Get a chance. If you get a chance to get one, this is how you'll be able to watch all the tournaments. We've got a lot of great content on there. As much as I've talked bad in the past, honestly, they've got some great angles, and you're able to watch it. You got Maddie, who's a great commentator. Rich,
Oh,
who's
yeah.
up there in the booth with him. They always have players that'll go up there and also commentate with them. So Go Sports Live.
Now
Great.
that move right there.
Yeah.
That move right there.
Right there where he moved when he went up to
He-
around and came to the Dorito.
But he did no.
What?
So this
Sorry,
this
let
to
me
me
take
this
it
to
back
me
again.
seems so this to
One
me
more time.
seems so like the antithesis of what you should do.
Oh, too much. Too much.
You have to forgive me, guys, if you see me keep looking down. I unfortunately got bit at work today, so my thumb is bandaged and bleeding right now.
Well, I can't find that right moment with this.
That's okay. That's okay. It I think it's coming up in a sec here. At any rate, so the footage that I was gonna point out was that you see a player go from the center of the field, not dead 50 center, but
So you're talking more like right about here. This one?
no,
Or this temple? Or this temple?
no, more forward field. Yeah,
the wedge?
no, and then inward toward the Dorito side.
So like this big box, this wedge, these guys.
No, back at the 30, but closer to the D side tape. At any rate, you see him double back, and he goes backwards into Dorito 4.
Yeah, because he's able to take advantage of that.
Or
of
Dorito
all
1,
this.
I guess you'd say.
He's able to take advantage of all this coverage and this big wedge right there to be able to go back and around and get back into that Dorito.
But it bit him in the ass because he ended up getting shot out. And that's the thing that to me seems like that was something. I mean, I understand in the moment you have to kind of react and respond accordingly. But it just seems like the antithesis of the proper strategy, because you're giving up field, you're giving up ground. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, what are you doing? But then I realized that it potentially puts him in a better position to, get a cross field shot, to kind of get a better angle. And now, like I say, unfortunately, he does end up getting shot out. But it was just, it was interesting because, again, it lends to the idea of how these teams are, approaching the field and how they're taking advantage of the lanes and the bunker layout,
Yeah, definitely. And it's like I said, it was a great weekend. It was a great tournament. There was so many great moves and moments during this that it's like I should have figured out a way to get more of the action down and been ready to go. Oh, and I just hold on, everybody. My computer's acting stupid. Yeah.
We have technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. One moment, please. So, but it was a great moment. It was a great weekend, and as always, Maddie always has the right things to say. He always writes these beautiful, just monologues that I love.
It's like we said before. I mean, he's extremely eloquent, and he actually is a lot more. He's a much better wordsmith than you give him credit for, because of his demeanor is so laid back, and he kind of comes across as this little bit of a mellow, dude. That's cool, and he can be like that, but I mean, he's super intelligent, super intelligent.
Definitely.
And it shows.
And one of the things that stood out to me, it was just a commercial for 4 Sundays, and just the monologue that he had for that commercial, it was like, it took me back to the days of the Sunday Driver, like we talked about last week, and it was that one monologue.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new monologue for a new generation, and it was, I was like, dang, that's why I play paintball. used to. Hopefully again, but it was great. It was great to see that. But again, we're talking about this weekend being as great as it was, but we did see who we've talked about before being in the finals again, which was Impact and Dynasty. Was it a shock?
No,
No.
It was not Dynasty. Dynasty didn't make it to Sunday.
Oh my God!
It was Russian Legion.
Russian Legion and Impact. It was still two of the ones that we expected. It was one of the three. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. It was it, but Impact was up there.
Yeah.
As we figured, we're going to start seeing Impact again because we thought with the Latin Saints taking on all that they did for as far as all the players, we figured that they would be the ones that we'll start seeing podiuming.
Right.
But
right. That obviously didn't materialize. Yeah, no. Exactly.
Yeah. And they fielded a whole new roster of literal fresh faces.
Yeah.
Like I was shocked. I don't even know if there was one on there that I even recognized.
I'm not certain whether their roster has any, pro division vets or anything like that. We obviously have to take a look at that. And that being said, the Latin Saints actually spent a weekend doing scrims with Texas Cyclones. And that was huge. That was huge. I was super excited when I saw Niles posting that on his Instagram, that they were out there chopping it up. And I'd be lying if I said that I didn't kind of like in the back of my heart, I'd like to see a team like Latin Saints who really has kind of a roster that is mainly made up of people who may not be super well known. I'd love to see them kind of achieve some of the perceived greatness that they were going to have with this other roster that was made up of all these other superstars from other teams and stuff like that. I think it'd be kind of cool. It'd be very cool. I've said it before. It gets a little boring for the fans when you're always seeing the same like 3 or 4 teams at the top of the standings. So I think it would be cool. It'd be very cool.
It would be. I mean, they would fall in line with, even though this is paintball, when people think of pro paintball, they're just like, whatever. But, you think about the Knights, the Las Vegas Knights, who came out of nowhere and first year out, what happened? It was the Marlins that did the same thing, where they just came out of nowhere and it was like, holy crap, who are these guys? And they just took the World Series. To see something like the Latin Saints come in after an implosion like it did, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? Screw it. We're still going to take it. And see them start pushing, that would be awesome. But
yeah, no, it would be great. And I know they already have a fairly strong fan base.
They do.
Established anyway. So.
And I loved how Rich, when they mentioned about, Maddie was saying something about the Latin Saints and, what their team's made up of now. And he's all like, yeah, they're all like Latin now. It's like,
well, yeah.
All right, Rich.
If my understanding is correct, the majority of the roster is actually made up of players from Mexico. And in fact, I believe when the restructuring of the team occurred, the coach doesn't speak Spanish, and the players don't speak very much English. Mm-hmm. So I could be wrong, but that was my understanding.
Yeah, it came from the same source that I'm thinking of that told us the same thing, that they got a coach and he was like, I don't speak Spanish. And they're like, it's okay. They don't speak English.
They don't speak English. Yeah.
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll still play, because what else are we going to do?
Exactly.
So
no, I think that'd be cool. I will admit that I was pleasantly surprised to see Russian Legion, punch their ticket to the finals this weekend. They've always been, a strong team, but can't recall the last time they ever, that they made it to the final. So that was kind of cool to see them. And speaking of, did you happen to see the amazing bunker move that occurred during? I think it was Russian Legion Dynasty. I think it was the team that I think that was the match that they eliminated Dynasty. Dynasty player again. I think it's Dynasty. Goes in to make a bunker move on a Russian Legion player and bounced him 3 times from almost point blank range. Bounced him, and the Russian Legion player initially turned, thinking he was out, and then you see him look over. I guess somebody's telling him like, "No hit, you're clean," and so he just turns around and goes, "Brah," and then he goes, "Brah," and gets the next guy that happened to be running up Dorito tape at the same time. And I looked at that and I just went, "Oh, that hurts, man." That hurts so much.
I did not see that one. I missed that.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I saw that. Like I say, just my heart broke for them. Let me see. It was Dynasty. It was Dynasty. In fact,
I wish I had a clip of that.
The clip is on the NXL Instagram.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's one of the posts that I saved. It's one of the posts that I saved.
Oh, you should be able to share your screen.
Well, I don't have the login for the Instagram on the computer.
Okay. Well, I got it right here.
Okay.
That's what I feel like right now. So, who's still hanging in there? Our lone Twitch watcher?
Our lone Twitch follower. Yeah.
You know what? Spread the word, Holmes. Tell your friends. Check out these 2 dummies talking paintball. Come on, watch us. All right, you said was it on their story or was it on their?
It's just a regular post. If like I say, if you are you able to access our Instagram?
Yeah,
it's a saved post. Right, it's a saved post in our Instagram.
The saved post in our Instagram. I'm just excited that I was able to actually. I got an internet backup on my stupid computer out here.
Nice.
Oh my God, it was rough. I just got to say that it was rough. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Oh, Lupe in the house. Good evening, Lupe. How you doing?
Lupe, welcome back, my friend. It's good to have you on. Let's see what comments you have for us this week.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know how you guys did this weekend too. Let us know how AC Kids and the Cheesecakes did.
Something bit me. Chrome tab. Booyah. I think this one is the one that you're talking about.
It should be the very first post, the video.
Yeah.
Yep, this is it.
That's it. He's like, what?
Yeah, look at that.
What? Look at that.
Yeah. So he shot him.
He just keeps playing. He's like, I do not feel anything. And he just pop. That was pretty good. Let's see. What other highlights did Dennis save since we're still on this segment, just for a little bit longer because I don't want to go too long. I see all the. No, I do see all the. What do you call it?
All the scores.
This is the one that I was like, what the hell? This one was like Colt. Look at that. Look at those moves. This dude is up there too.
Oh, Colt Roberts. Oh, yeah. Colt Roberts. Yes. Dude, this guy's insane. Yeah, X Factor is they're always dangerous, especially when they've got guys like him. And it's interesting too because rewinding a little bit, everybody was speculating that X Factor was going to just kind of die on the vine after Archie left, and I was like, I don't think so, guys. I don't think so.
They still got a good amount of.
They've got
players.
plenty of. My
Yeah.
God, they've got plenty of talent
So,
on that roster, and they're
that
doing
was-
a really good job of cultivating their divisional teams as well. They've got a lot of players that they're kind of, training up and basically keeping a little bit of a farm team stable. So
Yeah, that move, that was amazing. I mean, that
was unbelievable.
he like did the Matrix thing going with all the balls going over his head.
I was just
Popped
gonna
down.
say it was Matrix.
He straight popped down, popped up, and just pop, pop, pop. And
Yeah.
just was like, yeah, you're done. I was
Yeah.
like, holy crap, dude. Freaking amazing. Colt, you are amazing.
Dude, I mean, super talented, super talented. Yeah.
Definitely. So, anything else you want to say about tournament talk? This is tourney talk. Well, we're still wait, one more time, just because it was a great. This is. Okay, and it's tournament talk. So,
Well, I mean, we of course would be more than happy to hear how the AC kids and how Royal Cheesecake did. Lupe's driving home right now. I don't know if you guys saw the comment. He said he'll be jumping on to kind of chat with us in just a little bit here. But
Lupe, don't text and drive. That's bad.
Yeah. Get off your phone while you're in the car. It's not worth it, my friend.
But
we are not worth it.
No, wow. Look at his face. I'm kind of
Okay. You know what? No, that's it. I that face right there. I'm gonna get a hold of Jeff Munoz, because that was a full on Jeff Munoz.
It was that was a Jeff
voice
look.
to text. All right,
Oh,
all
okay.
right, Lupe.
All right. I do that all the time. So, all right, you're in the clear. But for some reason, my text messages never come out perfectly clear. I'll be saying
No.
like, "Hey, I'm a little busy right now," and all of a sudden it's like, "Hey, I'm a little busty right now." It's like, what? I don't know how that comes out like that, but maybe it's my accent.
Your accent.
Hey, now that I'm looking at it, holy crap, I do have the Munoz hair, don't I?
You full on got the Jeff Munoz going right now. we so need to show him that.
Hey, let me bring up. I know we're still in tournament. You know what? Let's get out of tournament talk. Do you have anything else to say before we get out?
Actually, it's okay. We're still in tourney talk right now, but we can bring this up because the veteran militia took second place in the semi-pro. So congratulations to the veteran militia. That was a great job.
Definitely congratulations to those guys. Love those guys. Jeff, still got to get you back on because
oh my God, I'd love to have him back on.
Yeah. He's a fellow brother in arms, and let's bring him up. Let's see which one is it? Which one's got a good view of him? I got to find a good picture of Jeff. Yeah, I got to get a haircut. That's one of the things. So I'm like, oh my gosh, we'll go with this one. Let's go.
Hey,
with that.
there you go. I was just gonna say, there's that one, and then there's another one. Yeah,
Jeff.
there it is.
Oh, Jeff,
Either
you
that
and me
or
need to get.
pull up the one of him with his marker in front of him. It was from 2 days ago.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was a good one too. Wait, let me get out of this real quick and find that. Jeff, you and me, buddy, we got to take pictures with each other.
Oh, dude, that would be amazing.
Side by side. Oh yeah. Are you talking about this one right here?
That one. I love it.
Yes. My Filipino brother.
Need to
Both
get
of us
you
are
guys-
brown. We may be different
Yeah, we need to
races,
get both
but
you
we're
guys in
both
the room at
brown.
the same time.
Look at the hair. Oh, yeah. Beautiful, son. You need to use Suavecito. A little bit more on there.
Suavecito.
Get that thing
Yeah.
going. Dude, we'd be twins. That's all I got to say.
Twins. No, none of this Tres Flores stuff. It's got to be
Oh,
Suavecito.
heck no. If anybody out there, all two of you guys that are listening to us, know anybody that's part of Suavecito, let them know that's all I use. I love the stuff. It is amazing. It is great. It holds my hair. And yeah, I can't talk.
I find it doesn't have quite the hold I need.
Actually, if you get some hair and you put it in there and you put it on, it's going to stick to your head. You'll be good.
Man. I could like sculpt a hairline. That'd be
There you go.
amazing. Dude, I'd be like
And
a
that-
whole new person.
That's because that's how good Suavecito is. Oh, we're off the rails again for tournament talk.
We are.
So much for trying to cut this into a segment. We've been going forever. So let's just say, so we can end it, move on to our next segment as we're waiting for Lupe to come on. That'll be a whole different segment. But Impact took it in the end for first place. Russian Legion was number 2. And number 3 was, I forgot who was number 3.
Dynasty.
So Dynasty was number 3.
Yeah.
So it was a great weekend. A lot of great moments. If you guys get a chance, go on to Go Sports. Check out the action that happened over the weekend. And
actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. Hang on.
Oh my God. Wait. Okay, I got to get rid of Jeff on here because I don't need to see him anymore. Boom, 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 boom. You know, I was watching. If you guys are wanting to do a podcast, thinking about doing a podcast, doing a live stream, this is an impromptu commercial right now. Use what we use, which is StreamYard. StreamYard is a great platform. It actually connects to multiple platforms when you're using it. The basic gives you just that, the basics. If you want the basics, you get the basics. But if you want to be able to connect to multiple platforms, such as like we have Twitch, we have YouTube, we have Facebook, you pay a little bit more, or actually you pay something, and you get the next plan up, and that has a lot of great features. StreamYard, it's the best thing that I've found, the best thing that I'm using, and it's a lot of fun to use. So get a chance, do that. But now let's see, does Dennis have what we're looking for?
I'm sorry. I'm looking right now.
Should I do another impromptu commercial? Because why not? We want to keep stay engaged. But yeah, it was a great weekend. Great things happening. Oh, Go Sports. If you guys want to, they've got a lot of great shows on there. Hopefully someday we'll get to that level to be able to be like Go Sports. But until then, go check them out. They've got a lot of great shows. They got 4 Sundays, which is a great show. The narration by Maddie is always awesome. You've got all the tournament action that goes all the way back to God, I think it goes all the way back to 2010. I don't remember, but they've got a lot of great action. So go on there, check them out. Yes, you got to pay for the subscription to get all the features.
Yeah.
I'm never one to be an advocate for paying, but thank you, Lupe. Yeah, 2010. So I was right for once, without having to look at any notes or look anything up. So that's great. But if you want to catch all the action, plus we've got the final tournament coming up, which is World Cup, and you want to catch all the action Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and see, all the great moves, because everyone's going to just lay it out then check out Go Sports. Go Sports Live. And there's a commercial. No, I don't have anything. I know that. But we are going to end this segment of Tourney Talk, even though we are going to talk to Lupe about more tournaments, but that'll be a little bit
About more
like
tournament.
an
Yeah,
interview.
yeah.
But here we go. Let's get out of Tourney Talk. I just had to throw that in there. But really quick, let's pay homage to the great and wonderful, I can't even talk, great and wonderful Ghost as we get ready to talk to Lupe. And we're back. Great commercial as always for Ghost, which I kept babbling on about at the beginning. Not going to babble about it anymore. So, oh yeah, they have the free streaming for the women's and semi-pro on YouTube, which is actually really cool because you don't always get to catch all the great action there because usually the semi-pros, they really put it out there because obviously they're trying to get that pro spot that opens up whenever somebody's relegated. So, a lot of great action even there. So, Lupe, I know you're typing. Unless you want to come on, which we wouldn't be opposed to that, to tell us how the weekend went for you guys. Even if you want to just type about it. Because I know you guys were at, what was the tournament again? It
Usable.
was Usable.
The USXVL.
Stupid tongue twister of a tournament. Usable. USXBL. It's, you know what it is? It's the X and the B that throw me all for a loop.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
USXVL.
Let's see. What does Lupe say? Yeah.
Oh, he said he'll come
all right.
on.
He'll come on.
All right.
Okay. Then we need your email address so I could invite you on. I guess you would send that on the messenger, wouldn't you?
Well, he's on his face for radio. Yeah, don't sweat it, Lupe. You can't be any worse than we are.
Well,
Besides,
if you'd like, we don't have to put a face up. We could just put you on and you could talk. That's up to you.
That's true. We could just use audio. That's true.
Yeah, we could just use audio. So I do need your email address, which how can I get that? Oh, you know what? Hey, Lupe, send it to, just like everybody else, if you guys want to get a hold of us, email me real quick and I will send you a request and I'll get you on this show. But if you guys are looking to get a hold of us, you can email us. Just send it to right here. You'll see it right there at the bottom. Behind the Mask Media. I'm about to turn off my mic, so I better do this over here. Behind the Mask Media at gmail.com. It's a great way to get a hold of us. We will respond to you guys. I do actually check that. I don't just, by chance, I don't ignore any emails. I look for everything and I check everything out. And it's usually just spam because nobody likes us that much. Someday.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We are. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm not, I'm definitely enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And whether we have 2 viewers or 2,000 viewers, I don't care. I'm having fun about it. And I'm spreading the word about paintball because that's what we're here to do, right?
Well, exactly.
And that's, after, again, we're perfect. After talking to Fred, and it was like I came away from that and I felt a little bit like nicer, like that that my heart grew like 10 times its size. Freaking Grinch over here, you know? And it was hearing him say how, you know, it's just about growing the sport and, you know, having fun and all that. It's like, it's true. It really is true. All right. Lupe, I sent you the request. It's sent. Waiting on you, sir. It's actually going to be nice to put either a voice or a face or both to the name. So we could at least talk some paintball. Paint.
That's right.
Ball. Balls of the paint. Paint to the face.
That sounds so weird.
Putting my... We're going to leave it PG as we should. We're just giving them a few seconds. So, you know what? While we're waiting, I'm going to play this segment because, oh, there he is. Never mind. We'll play it afterwards.
Never mind.
So,
We'll do it later.
we would like to introduce to everybody that's out there, all one of you guys now because you're our Twitch followers. But anyways, all those people, we'd like to bring on Lupe Leiva, who is the father of Haley Leiva. But this man here, he's the one that created her. Here he is.
Well, he's
Hold on. Okay.
Lupe, how you doing, my friend?
How's it going, boys?
Going well.
Oh.
Going well.
So how was the weekend?
It was good and bad. So, where do you want me to start with, the good or the bad?
Well, you know what? I always like to get the bad out. Let's just get the bad out of the
exactly.
way.
I was just gonna say, let's get the bad part out of the way.
All right, well, a couple of things, but we'll start off with the cheesecakes. Noble effort, played well, did not win a set.
Ah,
So
that is heartbreaking.
It's been a rough year for them, unfortunately, because of the situation with their field over in Louisiana. So they've had to drive in 3 hours in each direction to practice. And, you know, Haley hasn't been able to practice with them much because of her schedule as far as with her pro team and also dealing with the AC kids.
Right.
So, and, you know, as far as tournament wise, you know, I guess that whole face off that was in the pro game kind of set the tone for probably everything because it was nothing but arguments and fighting at this last tournament we were at. It got pretty rough, and it even got to a point where I almost got involved because somebody decided to touch one of my kids. So
What?
yeah, no, not bad, but he was arguing with them, and it got a little heated, and so I had to jump in there, and then the owner of the field pushed me away. He was an old friend of mine, and I had apologized to him because I was like, you know, you're right. I shouldn't stoop down to this guy's level. It's a team that AC Kids has beaten the last 3 tournaments that don't like us because they don't like to get beat by a bunch of under 18 kids that are very good at what they do and are very well coached. So it's just one of those kind of things. Oh, and by the way, AC Kids won the tournament. So
Beautiful.
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
beautiful.
and the team that they were arguing with, they were arguing over a phantom hit because it came down to a one-on-one, and their guy didn't have a working gun, but he somehow claims to have shot our guy in the one-on-one. So whatever. Grown man arguing with a 17-year-old kid and wanting to fight with them. So that's why, you know, I guess as far as what happened in Chicago, I was like, now, you know, they sensationalize that a little too much as far as I know tournament talk is over, but they sensationalize it too much.
Start it all over again.
It's kind of setting the tone. It kind of set the tone for the whole weekend. It seemed like, you know, it was not nobody could really have complained about the weather down here because it was low 90s, which is fall for us.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad for your area.
And
No, it's not.
the field was a little rough, but I mean, it wasn't terrible. And just everybody had short fuses this week, and I think it was, it was pretty rough. And then the team we ended up playing in finals. Oh, that team that we've been kind of rivaled with, they ended up in 4th place, and we ended up playing one of the teams from our home field, and we beat them 3-0. I say we, not we. They did. Those kids are amazing. So for their ages, I mean, our youngest one's 13, and he should be playing at a higher level. Our oldest one is 18 years old. The rest of them are all fall in between there, 15, 16-year-olds. So they're incredible. And Haley corrals them somehow. And then, I mean, they made her cry a couple of times, but she really loves them all. And, and the moms are great parents. You don't run into too many great parents in paintball. They don't get it. They don't totally understand. But we've had some parents that are like, you know what? She sounds like she knows what she's doing. We'll let her take it, and we'll just believe in her. And they have, and they've been really supportive. So we've been very fortunate for that.
Good.
That's awesome. That's great news for the AC kids, and it sucks to hear about the cheesecakes because we just brought them into the staple of our but we love Seth, and we keep telling everybody that they got to support the man because he's trying to field his own team soon.
Yeah, he's trying to get an X-ball line of his own.
After the next one, he will be technically playing AC ball, which would be a 6-man roster at a pro event. So I know this. I've had to sit in those AC pits for first place and last place, and I know.
Going a little off topic, but speaking of AC, so how about Diesel coming into the weekend looking strong? I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing I always joke with Greg Pauly, and I've joked with Jell and Haley about. I said, you do know AC Kids has got a better record than the other 2 AC lines. And he's like, I won't say that to Mark. I'm not that stupid. I can outrun Jell and Greg. So, but so yes, I was. Thank you. How can you put? I was happily surprised by that. They looked good. They looked great. After the fall of the AC Dallas line and all that, and them going back to Fit, which they did great in this tournament too, up until.
Honestly, I think Fit is just trying to punch their ticket back into the pro ranks.
I think so too, but it's gotten really tight because obviously I got one of the coaches for AC Kids. He plays on FSU, so of course obviously we're paying attention. And he's trying. This was the first tournament that he wasn't here to coach them because he was in Chicago, obviously, and that's who played for first and second was FSU and Blast Camp, which is also. We've got some good friends on that team. And one of Haley's teammates from back in the Vegas days of NXL Vegas, she's on that team too. At one point, 2018 World Cup, Haley and Jenna were like the youngest rostered women. Well, I think they were the youngest rostered people there for any of the divisions. So, and they were great. Yeah. And like Jenna's older brother, he plays on Blast Camp, and he's really good. So, but it's kind of between those 3 teams now as far as punching their ticket to the pro bracket, unless somebody buys their way in, which looks like it may happen. So
yeah, I was gonna say it may happen doing that whole buying back into the pro ranks, which
because
I wish they wouldn't allow that. I wish they would actually allow to just fight their way in, because come on, that's the whole point to it, right?
And I'd advocate for a little bit of contraction in the league too, as far as the pro league, and they'll never do it, but because I think there's maybe 2 teams too many right now. So
and I was actually going to touch on that very same point when I was looking up the final standings, so we could see like who took third and whatnot like that in the pro brackets. I know I've said it before, and that I feel like we keep seeing the same, 3, 4, 5 teams at the top of the bracket it's every event. And the fan of the sport in me would, love to see some of these other teams, start having a better showing, because don't get me wrong, they all play dynamic paintball, but I'm getting kind of tired of seeing Impact, Dynasty, Legion. It's the same teams over and over again.
Yeah, and it's like, it's for the longest time back in the way back. I mean, I can think as far back as I can, and I remember it was like Red Legion, Dynasty, Red Legion, Dynasty.
Yep.
Or at least 2016. Then you said when we flipped over from PSP to NXL, it started getting a little more, a few more teams jumping in there. I can't complain about Impact. My adopted sons, the Jackson brothers, this was their, they won that, John, he owns Pro Edge Paintball here, and he's a big supporter of Haley, and a big supporter of AC Kids as well. And, he's just a real good guy in general. And so is Fuzz. And like Haley is like, Fuzz's girlfriend, Shari, which if you saw any of the pictures from Chicago, that's who he's hugging and kissing. And that's like Haley's big sister. We're a really tight paintball family here with them. And I love them all.
Yeah.
And so I'm really happy one. So
yeah.
I don't have anything bad to say about Impact myself.
Right.
I mean, when Impact was starting to come up in the ranks, we did a whole segment with them when I had Sunday Clothing, and they were like the coolest guys to hang out with.
Yeah.
Bart is him and his wife were just awesome. I loved talking to them, and his wife was always so warm and welcoming and stuff. It was really cool. So good on them for getting to where they're at. And even though I still keep saying, God, it's the same teams. It's either going to be Dynasty or it's going to be Impact in the end. But I got nothing bad really to say. It's just I want to see somebody else.
It was kind of nice because when you I was at Texas, and it was a minor, but it was kind of nice. I turned around and I'm like, wait, that what moment? Like Damage is in there, which isn't saying much because they are a good team. But it would be nice to WTF DMG is playing in finals.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be nice. It's like parody is what the word I was looking for earlier.
Yes, thank you. That's
sorry.
Yes,
perfect.
My
word
English is pretty good, so it's only my.
Well, I wanted to bring up a point that you brought up when it came to that one adult who wanted to basically argue with your kid over a stupid thing that happened on the field, which it's like, come on, it's done. It's over with. I get it. We're in it to win in the end, but this is not like, we're not pros, and they called it the way they called it. And it is what it is. And how we see what happened at Chicago. And yes, it's almost like they sensationalize it. And these kids get this idea in their head
that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay to come on and be like an absolute and utter just moron on the field. And it's like, dude, get over it. It happened.
And and we try really hard with our kids. We do have one kid that he is like a can of gasoline sometimes, and he does run his mouth. Now, to be fair, he kind of has the right to, because he's probably one of the best 16-year-olds in Texas, dare I say America. So, and
he can definitely back it up with his skill on the field.
Yes, he can back it up. Now, does he got kind of a poor attitude towards some players? Yes, but we try to reel him in. But this guy, we had a similar incident at Texas. Our first point was against some team from Alabama, and we went 5 alive on them. And the last guy was in the Dorito corner, and that kid in particular ran him down, shot him, and then he waves at their bench, because the benches at Go Sports not Go Sports, at Giant are behind instead of on the side.
Yeah.
So he comes back to our pits. I'm over there doing something, and then Haley's tugging my shirt, and I was like, hold on, I'm doing something. I was like fixing a gun or something. Then she almost rips my shirt off, trying to get my attention. I turn around, and it's one of their dads comes over to our pit, grabs our kid, and said, what are you doing overshooting my kid? Oh. So I went Novato mode. And I turned around and grabbed him by his shoulder. And by the way, the best part about this, somewhere, and I think Haley has them somewhere, her buddies, one of her buddies is Michael is an NXL photographer, caught the whole situation. So you can see where I spin him around. You can see the angry look on his face. And then you see him lock eyes with my large buddy behind me. That is my friend Cliff. And yeah, he suddenly stopped what he was doing. And I'm like, I was like, who are you? And he's like, I'm like, who are you? And he goes, we overshot my kid. And I'm like, welcome to tournament paintball. Now get the out of my pits before I said the dumbest stuff. I said the dumbest thing. I started yelling.
You know what?
Yeah, I went into dad mode, and so I started yelling dumb stuff. But I know a lot of refs in the NXL and here. So just so happens one of the NXL refs that was on our field was one of the old guys that used to play for Texas A&M paintball that I know. And I'm like, Fabian, I go, what the hell is this guy doing over here yelling and touching at my kids? And he's like, you need to get back in your pits. And I'm like, you come over here again, I'm going to get Tom Cole to kick you out personally.
There's
the dumb thing. So, and then needless to say, our next point that we played was on the visitor side, and that's where they were pitted up.
Oh, no.
So, but, sometimes, so then I went over there, and there was a mom there, and they're all standing there quiet because they're like, oh, that big Mexican dude, which I'm only 5'8". I'm not that big, but I guess I looked angry enough, right? Angry minority man was over there. And then I turned around after we started our point. I said, all right, who got overshot? And the kid comes up and he does like that. And I'm like, okay, sorry about that. But it's going to happen in paintball. And then the dad that came over to our pits walked over, and I said, look, I'm sorry, but you can't blame me. I just look up and I see somebody grabbing one of my kids. I go, I would expect you to do the same thing if it was the roles were reversed. And he goes, yeah, you're right. I was just a little hot about that. And he goes, he shouldn't have overshot him. I'm like, you're right. But if the ref didn't call it, then
there's nothing you can do.
Welcome to tournament paintball. And then he was cool, but then God, I'm bad about it. So then somebody in their pits goes and God, I shouldn't even do it this way, but I got to because you got to get the point right. He goes, are you going to be playing D4 next year? And I'm like, yeah, they're going to be playing D4. All right, well, I'm going to get his ass then. I'm like, good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that because this kid's probably going to move on to some greater things. My 13-year-old definitely will. He's so smart and so cerebral, and he plays home. And just watching him at on their first point against they played a team called Native Misfits, which is local to here, for their finals yesterday. He plays like such a champ, and he communicates so well. And it's just, I see other 13-year-olds that play in this. There's another one that I'm trying to help come up in this sport a little bit that also plays at our field, who's actually playing youth division at World Cup. And I talked to him about that. So I've got him, and I got a couple of more kids that I'm sending with Destiny kids. So, and also that's a local team here that I was helping. The guy, one of the guys that owns an indoor field here, is running. He's sending a team that I think is going to be called Gangster Kids. From Gangster Paintball is helping them get out there. So is what is it? Outlaw Anodizing and Splat Zone. So
that's
the
awesome.
division is going to to be really big.
Great.
It's going to be a big step from last year, which we won every game at last year. See if I had a little graphic where your teeth go ting, I would have done it just now.
You know what? If you come back on, Lupe, I will make sure that I have that because I now have the Jeff Munoz look.
Oh, yeah.
Down, so.
Yeah.
You know, I love that guy, and like B says, that's her brother from the mother or whatever, her brother or something like that. But at Bunkerfest, he ambushed Haley so good. It was so funny, and I was standing there because you know how he does live videos at Bunkerfest on his phone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Haley's walking out of the pits, and they had just finished their last set, and she's not even paying attention. And he walked up like right next to her, and he goes, "Haley!" And I mean, she jumped out of her skin. And then he blushed so bad because he's over there go, I gotcha, because she doesn't like to talk about herself or nothing. And he's asking her all these questions like, how does it feel to be a young icon in the WNXL? And she's just changing colors, and she's brown. It's hard to get red out of this, you know. She's just changing colors and everything, and she's all like this, and you know, it was so funny. But yeah, I love that guy. I mean,
he's great. I want to get him back on.
I would, you know, start to finish, and I'd be in the chat, freaking typing all sorts of weird stuff at him. So.
Oh no,
Oh, we're gonna have to do that.
Are you kidding me? We love having you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
You're great when you're in our chat. We love everything that you're saying. It's great to have you on finally, and hearing about all that you want to do for the kids, and just hearing how much you work with the kids is just it's awesome to hear, because these kids do need a good role model in the sport of paintball, coaching them and teaching them how to play. You're now one of them, along with Niles, also, who a lot of his guys are a little bit older, but you guys want to instill that
it's
the respect,
it's ethic and value.
ethics.
And that's what we try to do, you know, and that's ultimately what I try, because really, if you think of it, I'm the assistant on this freaking team. Haley is the coach of this team. And I think that's another thing that chaps some people's asses that we have beat, or that she has beat. And you know, and what Fred says here is absolutely correct. And it's one of the reasons I do it, because, you know, I am going to be 51 years old next year. You know, Ryan Greenspan and Marcelo and all these guys are not getting any younger.
Nope.
And somebody's got to start, you know, they're going to have to start picking up some younger people. And I'll be damned if I could get at least one kid on a pro line, I will think I've mission accomplished. But if I just want to keep them playing. You know, you see kids show up at our fields all the time, and they are scared out of their minds because of what's going on.
Yep.
What they see. So, you know, like say at our field that we play locally, you know, you walk, there's a kind of a corridor we walk through. On one side is a rec ball field with like a hyper ball field and stuff like that. And on the side is the airball fields where we practice and stuff like that. And I don't know how many times you see kids and birthday parties and stuff walking through, and they hear just, you know, the rolling thunder coming off those bunkers and seeing what's going on. And their eyes are this big. And they're like, is that what we're getting ready to do? Because I don't want to do it. And,
yeah, exactly.
And I've gone over there and actually, you know, you'll see some parents, and I'm like, I'll overhear them saying something like, I wonder what this, you know, their guns must shoot faster than ours. And I was like, oh, no, they really don't. They're just, you know, and I'll explain everything to them. And, you know, like some of the newer kids, like definitely the youngest one we have, Ashton, he started playing last August. And a lot of our kids started either in a year from July, and Ashton was August. So they played World Cup, you know, right after, you know, we started planning to go to World Cup with them in October, and then they played that and they won the whole thing. They got an interview with Lauren Kelly. Who can say that? Every time I've tried to say hello to her, she gets with a scowl, you know?
Yeah, no kidding.
So, but yeah, she interviewed them. So they, you know, and we built on that. And now, you know, we've got a few other kids that are involved. I talked to a kid from one of the other teams yesterday about playing youth from Austin, because I met his dad. His dad's a real good guy. You know, you kind of start focusing in on parents that get it, you know? You go to a kid that's played a couple of times and, you know, but they also play football or something, and you try to explain to that and how you know, it's hard kind of, boy, am I babbling, but yeah, just explaining how the structure in paintball is different than, like, say, football or soccer or something.
Oh God, yeah. Although it's an interesting correlation between some of the skills, especially if you've got a parent who really is investing a lot of time in their kid in a particular sport, baseball, football, what have you.
Oh yeah,
you can start kind of look at all of the time and effort that they put in on the field to be a faster runner, to be more head on a swivel, field awareness. A lot of those skills translate to paintball well.
Our fastest kid on our team at World Cup last year, he was breaking for the 50 every time, and Maddie was like, "This kid has got pro speed." What he was saying on the telecast, and he is he kicks for his varsity football team now. He does, but he's also a soccer player. We have 2 soccer players on our team. Oh, so interesting enough. So we have 2 soccer players. We have Ashton, who is also he used to do like rollerblading stuff, the youngest one. And then my kid Cullen, who's 15, he is a nationally ranked breakdancer. If you look like at our some of the stuff we shared on Instagram, our photographer, he took a video of him windmilling after we won the last USXPL, and I mean, you should see it. It's, I mean, but he's incredible, and he's so soft spoken, but God, he's a good player. They're all great players, and and we've got tons of kids like that are not getting recognized for it, and it's like mad props, and it's finally coming around. I guess yesterday or the day before, Thomas Taylor was talking to Manny Marshall, and he's putting in an infamous line, So that's going to be great, and what Mark is doing with the Hermans and everything, and the ML kids are. So this is going to be it's going to be better than last year, because I think this year
it should be a really good event going on over at Cup. So really quick, Fred was asking if you're going to Cup, right, Lupe?
Yes, I have to, because I've got of course I pit for the Destiny Pro line, and also I'll be I'll be with AC Kids, which Haley always tells me, he's like, you need to worry about them more. She's more concerned about them than anything. Cheesecakes are not going to go. They're going to play USXPL championships in Dallas in October, as well as AC Kids. And then also, I will also be debuting another side project of mine that me and B have been talking about for a while, but we will be entering a team in D5 as Destiny Texas.
Nice.
Finally got the manpower to do it. Mad props to Zoe Tankersley for the help on this. She's been trying to get this going for a little bit. And
Fred says he wants you to look him up when you get to Cup.
I absolutely will. World Cup is the best family reunion I've ever been to. And I come from a big Mexican family, So
it's funny you bring that up too, Lupe, because I recall a comment that you had. There's an Instagram account called Paintball Sundays, which they post a lot of like really funny paintball memes and stuff like that. And so there was a particularly naughty picture of people doing slightly pornographic things and whatnot. And somebody made a comment about a player that she's been in the game for a while. I'm not going to name names because, I don't want to make it, slander or anything like that. But at any rate, somebody brought up her name and you said, I remember hanging out with you at Mardi Gras. And that took me back because that was a time when paintball was, this was before the days of Huntington Beach. This was before the days of, MPPL Super 7 when, paintball was a party. Once everybody was off the field, you would have a hard time not finding a room where people were just loud music, drinks,
Good God. It wasn't back in the old World Cup days when it was at Wayne's World and stuff, or Flight of Fantasy. Yeah. And things, instead of everybody going to Old Town to like the Sun on the Beach and stuff like that, they were going to that God, it was like downtown Orlando or something like that. And it's like, it seemed like, like every year now, somebody's got to suds up that freaking fountain over by the CVS. God, I've got, it's not World Cup until that happens, right? Like, but like, it seemed like before that, the tradition was somebody's got to get pants that does not wear an underwear, and inevitably, whoosh, there you go, somebody's ass.
There you go.
Yes.
Let's see. Fred says, "Lively." Oh, I wish I could have ever experienced. I've heard of Lively Masters. I never actually got to experience it.
Long before my time, for sure.
No,
it wasn't necessarily before our time. It was just more
before my time of actually playing tournament ball. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what?
And see,
I'm looking at.
I was just going to say, for the people who either are watching this right now, who may not be aware of it, or the people who watch the broadcast, Lupe has actually been in the sport for quite a while. He would never admit it, but he's got some fame within the sport as well. He saw it in the roots.
Fame? Yeah, no thanks. If longevity is fame, then yes. What was it on, like Billy Madison? If wetting your pants is cool, then I'm Miles Davis. Or if being at paintball this long is famous, then I'm Miles. Then I'm Ryan. So yeah.
Well, trust me. Like after having Haley on, we've been wanting to have you on with us.
I've been dying to get you on. Yeah.
And because she kept talking about my dad, and then seeing a lot of the pictures of you guys together, it's like we want to have you on.
I mean, both of my kids go way back in this. Like, just they've been around it all their lives. Just to, I don't know if she mentioned it, but like my son, like his first Bunker Fest, he was 4 years old in 2004, and he was the star of the show. Which I don't know if you remember some of but back then it was B. Paxton, obviously. Well, B. Paxton back then, obviously. It was some of the females. And Claire Benavides, who used to play out of here and used to play for.
I remember Claire. I think everybody had a secret crush on Claire, but her X-Mag was unbelievable. I loved that marker. Yep.
I think I got pictures of Chris holding that X-Mag because she was at Bunker Fest, and I'll never forget because Chris was gravitating because y'all remember Animal Paintball.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Mondo's company. Okay. He had basically the 2004 version of Lauren Salinas working for him. I can't remember her name though. But my buddy told Chris, "Hey, go up to her and ask her if she'll marry you," or something like that. And my son just goes walking right up to it. I can't remember the name of the company that made, but he had paintball kid stuff is few and far between back then. It's even kind of hard to find now. But he was wearing a little shirt that on the back of it said, "My daddy will bunker your daddy." I'll never. And back then, I knew kind of the Warp Sports guys from Mississippi. Roger was the son, but so I had a Warp LCD Angel back then. So he got from there a banana yellow Warp Sports hat that fit him like this big, and he got that flip around on his head, and he just walks up to him, "Will you marry me?" And of course, all the animal girls just freaking melted, and he hung out at their tent all day.
Of course.
So
I mean, Chris being Chris, yeah.
And I'm like, "You want to go meet an actual paintball player girl?" He didn't want to talk to Claire. And I was like, Claire was like, "Well, you really hurt my feelings." Finally, he went over there and took a picture with her, and then he was buddies with her. But those were some good days back then when he was.
Yeah.
And of course, Haley wasn't even born at that point. No, she was. I think she was like she was 2. So, my son
her flexing on her Instagram, talk about time. A picture of her as a toddler standing outside the nets,
watching me get blown up, probably. So, she got her start at 12, and then she played one time. Her brother ran her down and bunkered her first point that she had ever played. she didn't have her loader turned on, so I walked over there to turn her loader on, and he blows her and me up. She walks off the field and's like, "I'm not doing this again." And 2 years later, she starts playing, and yeah, the joke's on my son now because he wouldn't step on the field with her if you paid him $1,000.
Oh, that's funny.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
is your
man.
son doing? He recently graduated from college, correct?
He is in his last year.
His last year. Oh, okay.
And which I don't know if y'all may or may not know. He's in the he goes to Texas A&M University.
He's an Aggie, yeah.
Yeah, he's a history and Japanese major, which I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh, wow.
Haley even mentioned that. But my father, before he passed away, was working in Japan for 10 years. So both of them actually picked up quite a bit of Japanese when they go over there for the summers. So
Oh.
Haley was like 2 years old walking around. I was like, well, not my one on desu ka, and she claims she knows nothing about it. So, but it stuck with my son, and now he can read it and write it and speak it. And that's kind of
fantastic. That's a tough language to learn.
It
too.
is one of the toughest to learn. So,
Definitely.
it's from what I understand. And after all these years, I've gotten to the point where I can, I don't speak Spanish. I can comprehend it. I can understand enough of it. Like, it's like fill in the blank. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I recognize that word, and that word. So they must be asking me this, right?
Yeah, you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
that's
has
me
those-
as well. I mean,
Yeah, who has
growing
those
up in
doesn't
Southern
understand
California.
it?
Yeah.
This guy. So I've gotten to that point with kind of a little bit with Japanese, but my son's really great at it. He's also in the band there, which is the largest military band in the world. If you don't know that part about Texas A&M, it was originally a military institute, and it's like over 100 years old, and that's what he wanted to do his whole life. And so he is a senior now, and he's a captain in the band there. And so
That's
that's
great.
awesome.
we're very proud of him.
Oh, absolutely.
We're very
I
proud of
definitely
him.
would be as
And,
well.
and Haley's brilliant as well. She wants to become a doctor, and she's going to University of Houston here in Houston because she wanted to stay close by so she could still do her paintball stuff. So,
Yeah.
That's cool.
So,
Well,
so I have to
Okay.
ask. Sorry, a little off topic. I have to
Yeah, it's
ask. So, how much did those boots set you back?
about $4,000.
Oh my God!
They
So,
are-
for those of you guys who don't know, it's a tradition for the Aggies. They get their boots as part of
And
a
Spurs.
and Spurs.
Yes, he has Spurs on there.
Oh my God!
And butterflies, which also cost a little bit. The butterflies are personalized. They're the covers on the front, and they usually say like thank you, Grandma and Papa, because his dad. My dad didn't live long enough to see him march at A&M, but that was one of his things that he wanted to do. So my mother and father, my mom helps him out. My mom is very involved with him as well, which is I'm very thankful for. My wife's parents live in Alabama, and they don't get to make it as much as they should. So or could. Let's say could. If I say should, I'm gonna get punched later in my sleep. So.
Stacy comes in and smacks you in the back of the head.
Oh yeah.
But holy crap, $4,000 for the boots, the Spurs,
Yeah, he didn't have a saber yet, so that's
Oh my
enough.
God.
His ring was a couple of thousand. He got a senior ring, but it's he's the first one in our family to graduate from a 4-year college. So everybody else was 2-year or no year. So
well, it's a huge accomplishment to do that in general. I mean, that's
yeah, and I don't know how it is in California, but if you graduate from A&M or Texas in this state, that's an automatic, like it's like getting a rare sword in, like, I don't know, what is that one in Warcraft? It's gonna pay off somewhere. I mean,
Yeah.
it'll pay off.
it's not like that here in California. You go to USC, it's like, all right, you went to USC.
Yeah,
UCLA.
a lot of people are not impressed. Now, if you went to like UC Davis, which is a little bit further up Northern California, that's a different story. Tell somebody you went to UC Davis, they're impressed.
Wait, which one is it? Is it UC Davis or Long Beach that's the banana slugs?
That is UC Irvine.
Irvine. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just telling Haley about that, and she didn't believe me. I was like, yeah, there's one school out there, and they're the Banana Slugs.
And you know what's really funny is UC Irvine. Their biggest draw is that's where you go to become a engineer. So
That's what
Yeah,
A&M
that's
is known for too. I think
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think when Chris originally was going to go for meteorology, and they were saying our college on campus is the smallest. We have 800 students. He goes, as opposed to the engineering school who has 20,000. So
yeah, exactly.
Jeez. Well, Lupe, I love having you on. We definitely we want you to come back. And
Oh yeah, I want to hear some of
We
your
definitely gotta do
of your stories.
well, not just the stories, but we also want to hear more about the AC kids, how they're doing.
Yeah.
I think Dennis, I think we could say that we want to adopt the AC kids to be part of the Behind the Mask stable.
Yeah, well, you don't know this, Eugene, but I actually did that a long time ago because I've been secretly coveting the pants and oh man, their logo is amazing. I love that.
I like their logo. I like the jerseys.
It's so cool.
Oh my
God!
God!
I wanted to get one of those jerseys. I
want those pants. Tell Haley to
which ones? Because they now have two pairs of pants. Because
they have two different kinds now.
Because they're bougie like that. So
okay. The only ones that I've seen where it was the AC Kids logo, but it was like the Louis Vuitton.
Okay. Yes, Haley has some of those. They stopped making them. I know.
Damn.
The thing is Greg Pauly, like at the beginning of the season, he's like, you know what, we're gonna do this right. You know, they played in their cheetah looking jerseys last year, and they stuck with AC tradition. If you're not a pro team, you don't get your name on the back of your jersey. Which Diesel wasn't pro; they didn't have any of their names on their jersey. They do now, right? So they don't have that. So he talked to GI, and they sponsored their jerseys and everything. So yeah, those are our old jerseys. Now we have what we call the OG AAC kids, and what you're looking at are OG kids, which are all now playing on other teams. Like let's see, Chris is not playing right now. Haley's playing pro. Christian's playing for the Cookie Cutters, or I call them the Stone Cutters from The Simpsons, but they're Stone Templars. There we go. Yeah, the three on the right play for the Stone Templars, which is a pretty good D4 team out of here. So, and then we got some that are playing even higher division than that. So, and then of course
those jerseys.
I really like those jerseys. Those are
I think Chris can. I think Joe. I deal with Colin, which is one of the AC Kids coaches. But Colin, I think they still can make those. But the jerseys they got now are the ones from Empire, so that they look a little bit different. We still got our little lion cub logo, which she keeps calling it a little bear. If you
everybody thinks it's a bear. I knew it was a lion cub from the first time I saw it.
Yeah,
because it fits in with AC.
Yes.
The AC stable. So.
Right. Yeah. And so that was the whole idea. Trust me, you should have seen the first couple of them. Like, that looks a little too goofy. So they had to kind of bring it in a little bit. But yeah, in the youth bracket last year on the webcast, she's like, no, AC Kids is on the other side. She's telling Maddie this, and he goes, yeah, they're the ones with the little bears. I'm like. Oh my gosh. And that was so funny because B was stressing out about that because she put that all together, right? She's stressing about while she's talking to Maddie, she's talking to Haley on the phone, who's in the other pits with Mike Paxton and the other Destiny kids and AC kids. And she's trying to direct the show through Haley over there. And so Nick Sloviak was over in our pits with Alex Frazee. And Nick, Nick for a while, he's always messing with me or Haley. And he walks up to her and goes, what are you doing? And he goes, oh, I'm talking to B. And he goes, oh, let me ask her something. And he goes, click. and hangs her the phone back. And so Haley's like, and so she calls me, like, what happened? I'm like, oh, they hang up. And then Mike can get a little heated sometimes. And I think he yelled at her to get off the phone too, because he told her, "I'm talking to B." And it was just so funny. Haley's so adopted by those two. It's so funny they treat her like one of her kids.
Yeah,
But,
It's funny.
I get the feeling that almost every event you guys go to, they're like somebody's Lupe, Haley, you know.
oh my God. Yeah. Like I said, it's the world's best. It's the best reunion. It's like my wife, she jokes about it. She hated it at first, but she gets it now. It's like, all right, well, are we ready to go eat or something? And an hour later, we're finally at the parking lot. Because, we're walking past the smoothie truck. Oh, look, there's freaking there's Haley's buddy from New York. Stop there, talk for 10 minutes. Then we go, hit the I don't know, that one sales rep I know from HK Army I always talk to, and I talk too much. I have to warn everybody, shut me up because I won't stop. And I mean, it's obvious, right? I wasn't lying. But you and then you're walking out and you run into somebody else. Last year we had to stop because Haley had to film because the New York Extreme guys, their tent was right next to Diesel's, and the Diesel guys already left. And so the Hussein and all them, they're over there desecrating their tent with a bunch of New York Extreme stickers. I mean, they stickered the whole front of that tent.
Wow.
And so, of course, Haley's just like,
oh my God.
So,
man.
It's such a great time. If you, like I tell everybody here, you got the chance to go. I've been telling all our divisional teams around here that are always hesitant to do anything beyond local stuff. I was like, look, you need a team, I'll get you a team. Destiny we sport so many teams that I could find somewhere, anywhere. You want to go and just, I don't know, use a blowgun. I'll find a team for you. I'll just play it once. You will never forget it, and you will have the best time. Stay in the freaking stay at the Saralago. Hopefully you won't get a room that looks like it's been kicked in by the police. Hopefully, Which, by the way, the last time I stayed there, it looked like the door got kicked in. It's like, you do that little latch, and then you open the door, and it still opens up because the latch was ripped off the wall. But
oh my God. See, I hear stuff like that, and it just makes me think of some of the behind the scenes footage from Trauma Head.
Yes.
No.
It was probably at it was the other hotel. Other hotel was even funnier because the front end of this hotel was, in the Saralago was straight from what you think if you're going. I'm going to Disney World in the 70s. Yeah, the rooms look just like that. Frozen in time, right? So the other hotel on the other side of Old Town, where the refs used to all stay. So it was a nonstop party anyway. Why not? Everybody's got all this energy from fields and getting shot up by Brazilians from 6 to 8 in the evening. And then going getting tanked in front of their rooms, right? Had a nice pool though, I guess. But the front end of this, you check in, and I'll never forget it because you check in, and it was Puerto Rican people. I can tell this because I lived in the Virgin Islands for a long time. Knew a lot of Puerto Ricans, so I always can detect the accent. I joke with Stacy and Haley. It's like every time I get into Orlando International, the first things I learn, I don't know the mayor of my own town, but I know Buddy Rich is the mayor of Orlando because right? And all of a sudden, every bit of Spanish I hear, I understand. For some reason, I just picked that up faster. The Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, because I worked around them for so much,
Right.
But anyway,
right.
See, I'm getting off topic. I talk too damn much.
No, that's fine.
So
let's bring you back on topic so we can get. We're gonna wrangle you in.
Yeah, we gotta bring you in. Sorry.
Okay. But the old hotel was awesome because right on the left of it was the Luxe LUXE massage parlor. Yeah. No open booking there while the refs were there, right? And then and then you walk across the hallway and it was a dim sum restaurant. That was also a reggaeton club. Welcome to Miami, folks, or welcome to Orlando, folks.
Wow.
So
under the ground.
let's just say that Lupe is definitely recommending everybody to go to World Cup.
Yes, I
and
am.
he's got a couple of
100%.
hotels that he could recommend.
I can recommend a
So-
few. I'm actually staying with one of the other coaches in the Staybridge this year. I'm actually staying at somewhere that's nice. That's like I don't know, got like locks and soap and not.
Well,
You don't feel like you're gonna wake up dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to wait. Get woke up by red and blue flashing lights in the parking lot. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
well, Lupe, it's been awesome talking to you. We definitely want to do this again.
Thank you
of course,
so
as we
much.
said before, and I'm glad you came on. So, with that, we are going to say goodbye to you. But do you want to mention anything else before you go?
You sure you want me to do that? I did say I talk too much. This may be like
No, wait.
Alright.
walking out a World Cup, and it's an hour.
I'm fine with giving you a platform. Yeah, I mean that's ultimately that's what we want to do is promote the sport in any way we
Right.
can. So.
Just that if you're second guessing about World Cup and you've got any questions about it, I'm one of those people that will tell you, hey, it's not as bad as you just got to get there. And, the paint's usually not as terrible as you may mentally think it is. And if there's always someone that needs a team, me or B can always find a place for you.
Yeah.
I mean, and even beyond that, like one of my buddies that just started, God, here I go again. Shorten it.
All right.
Short
version.
Short. One of my buddies that was apprehensive about going, I told him, just go. And he surprised me, and he showed up. And he ended up getting picked up on the Hormesis 10-man line. And he says, Luke, I don't know why I never did this before. I am never not coming to this again. And, that's one of my best buddies, too. So,
That's
anyway,
awesome.
okay. I guarantee you'll have a good time.
All right. Lupe, thank you for coming on. We're going to let you go because I'm going to debut a new segment really quick. It's going to be a quick one because we've been going forever. And I know Fred, I think, is still on here. And I know that his motto is keep it to a minute to an hour. Yeah, we go forever, Fred.
We're almost at 2 hours now.
Yeah,
But it's always engaging.
45 minutes of me babbling. I mean,
You know what though? Honestly, again, it was such a pleasure to have you on. I cannot thank you enough.
Well, I appreciate
Definitely.
it. Y'all.
So-
I'd like Monday nights. That's what I look forward to is listening to y'all. So
We
that
really
means a
do.
lot.
Thank you
Honestly.
so much.
It
the only
does.
reason I wasn't on it when y'all started was because I was on one of my old man walks. So yeah.
All right, Lupe. Then we're going to let you go, and we're going to move on to the next thing. So, Lupe, have an amazing night. We look forward to talking to you again.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely see your comments next Monday. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You have a good night.
All right,
Have a
so-
great night, Lupe. Thanks again.
Oh man, that was great. Okay, I'm gonna kick him off of here. I don't mean that in any disrespect, Lupe. I just kicked you out, but I know your comments are still gonna come up.
Get him out of here.
But I wanted to debut this really quick because we don't have too much for it, and also we're pushing almost 2 hours. I don't care. That was great having him on.
Oh, that was fantastic. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
I love that. That was awesome.
Loved it.
That was fun.
Nice little surprise, special guest out of nowhere. That was great.
And also to have Fred on here. Welcome, Fred.
Yes,
Because-
thank you so much, Fred. If
Thanks
you're
for
still
coming
on
on
if you're still watching, thank you so much for gracing us. And again, thank you so much for having us on your show. That was a blast.
Hopefully you haven't gone to sleep because we're just babbling on. But I want to introduce a new segment that we are going to actually be doing this on a regular basis. And it's actually going to be another segment that we will post up onto Instagram that's going to be its own thing. So we had Tourney Talk. Wait for that. That was Tourney Talk. And that's going to be a segment. But we're going to move on to something that I've been wanting to do.
Dwayne falling
Thanks,
asleep.
Dwayne. Wow, Dwayne. All right. Gotcha. But I want to introduce another segment that how should I do this one? This one was like now we're gonna move into gear. Oh wait. See, you just messed me up. I was about to do it. I had the moment.
Perfect.
Really quick.
Good job, Dwayne. That's perfect.
Now we're moving into some gear review. We had a little Dennis in there. You like that?
Oh,
Little 80s
yeah.
music to it.
that was like,
So,
can you believe that was like 5 pounds ago? Man, I look fat.
well, so Dwayne, he's still awake.
Dwayne knows I talked to him.
But he's still awake. But really quick, guys. So what this segment's going to be is we're going to be talking about paintball gear and give a little bit of a history about the gear. So the first segment that I want to work on, which I don't have ready, obviously, but we are going to be talking about cockers because it was brought up on our last episode. What's the difference?
Yeah.
And it's a good question to ask because there's so many names for so many different markers. You know, first of all, we've got either a marker or a paintball gun.
Yeah.
Then you break it down to, you've got, back in the day, it was like the cocker, the automag, the phantoms, the list goes on, angels, Timmys. You got all these names, and we want to see if we can actually get our hands actually on some of these markers or be able to bring up pictures to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson and also to show you guys where we've come from. So the first one that I want to do is actually going to be on the autococker, which I've reached out to Bud, and it's just weird to say I reached out to Bud and talked to him a little bit, but I want to actually talk to him some more to get more history on the autococker and where it started, where it is now, and what it's done for the paintball industry. So that's kind of what this whole section is going to be about. It's going to be us reviewing and having a little bit of fun with it. So just so you guys know, that's what gear review is about. So when you see that little blurb about gear review, get ready. You're going to get a little bit of a history lesson and also a little bit more about the sport and stuff like that. So we'll go into that. And then there was another segment that I want to work on, which was brought up at that would be awesome. Thank you, Dwayne. I know. I thought of that myself.
Eugene's waiting for his cookie. Eugene's waiting for his cookie.
I definitely want a cookie. Chips Ahoy, preferably. But the other thing I wanted to talk about.
Oreos.
Hey, you know what? There was one time that I had too many Oreos. I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to leave it alone.
Yeah, don't go there.
Too many Oreos is not good. Not by yourself. No. But another thing I want to talk about, because it was brought up during Saturday's event or Saturday's playing, which was Maddie and Rich were talking about. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the cookies. I appreciate that. I definitely, now I need milk. So I'll be waiting for that next, Dwayne. So Maddie and Rich were talking about bunkers. Everybody has a different name for bunkers. And when our spectators watch the sport, they sometimes are like, well, what's that? Somebody could have a name for, let's just take a Dorito, because that's pretty common, us calling it just a Dorito. But others can call it something else. So we want to at least give a basic, I guess you could say, tutorial and a short segment about a bunker and how to play on the field. So these are ideas that we're coming up with that I'm actually pretty excited about and want to push so we can give you guys that are out there that may not know the sport, except for our 3 people that are in right now that definitely know the sport. For everybody else, we want to give you guys a little bit of a lesson because it was brought to our attention when we talked to the legends of paintball, that it's about keeping the history of our sport going.
Yep.
So everybody knows where we came from. So we know where we're going. So, oh my gosh, what was that line from Buckaroo Banzai? Love that movie, by the way. And
Which one?
I'm about to go on a Lupe tangent if I don't stop myself right now. But
Oh, that movie's amazing. Go watch
I love that movie. I'm sorry, I do love it. But
amazing.
where is it? What is it? It's, oh my God! Now it's gonna eat me alive. But Dennis, what do you think of that? While I search for this line. Yes, Buckaroo Banzai. Heck yeah! I think I'm gonna start a team, and I've got the name. The Hong Kong Cavaliers. If you remember that,
nice.
Lupe, we should start this. But yeah. I love that movie. I'm telling you, it's an amazing movie.
No matter where you go, there you are.
There you are. Yes. No matter where you go,
there you are.
So therefore, let's just, I think we should say like paintball gear review, no matter where you are, there you are. Or no matter where you go,
there you are. Yeah.
Because guess what? No matter where you go in paintball, there you are.
There you are. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Bam. We're geniuses. Thank you, Lupe. Yes. Mind freaking blown. I know. We're almost 2 hours in and we're still having fun with it. And I hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm like, this is kicked in and I'm all hyped up. So, Dwayne, I wish you would come on sooner too, but my heart's going. So,
I think that might be a good time to call.
I think with that, we're going to end this show because I got to go run around the building a couple times to get this energy out of me.
Well, and I mean, I'm still in my scrubs. I think I think a dog peed on me today. So.
Oh, with that.
And I got bit. I got bit by a cat today.
Oh my gosh. It was all bad for Dennis. And today was
not
really
all bad. I mean, I love what I do, but I'd rather not have that happen.
So guys, wait for it. With that, I got to make a little thing that pops up. But with that, guys, it's been great having Lupe on today. It was just a spur of the moment guess.
Absolutely.
I really like that. That was great. And thanks you guys for actually being on. As far as your comments, Dwayne, it's always awesome to have you. Can't wait to meet you actually, because we've never met, but we've got you right here, which is awesome. Love having you on here.
Yeah.
And
thank you so much.
Yeah. Lupe, thanks for coming on and telling us stories. We want to hear more stories. We might just do a Lupe segment and just have like one story. We'll try to keep it to like a 5-minute story, which will probably end up turning into like a 25-minute, but we're cool with that. But it was great having you guys on. And it was actually pretty fun. I had fun tonight. I definitely did. So with that, we're going to definitely say, like I always like to say, get out there, get your money, drop it on those store counters, buy up some equipment, go to those fields, drop that money. Let's build this sport by supporting those small fields, supporting those small stores, small stores like Matrix. I don't want to go too far into it because I'm saying we're ending this. So visit Matrix Gear, great place to shop. It's one of those stores that we're definitely going to say drop that money on their counter, pick up some of the gear from there. All of them are great. They're all going to help you. Same thing with any other store that may be in your local area. Get in there. Let them know. I'm doing it right now. Blah, blah, blah. Paintball, blah, blah, blah. You and me both, Lupe. But get out there, support those stores. Tell them that we sent you. They don't know who we are, but they will find out who we are. You won't get nothing out of it except, oh, okay, cool. Awesome. But get out there, support them. You want to get a hold of us, check out our Instagram. Instagram is going to be Behind the Mask Media on Instagram, which is the same thing as our Gmail, Behind the Mask Media at Gmail. Our TikTok, which I'm trying to get a little bit better with that. I'm trying to post up stuff, which if you guys saw our latest TikTok was a really cool throwback to, of course, my favorite era, the 80s, and the best Superman movie, which was a great little thing. But check us out on there. We're also Behind the Mask Media. YouTube is Behind the Mask. Facebook is Behind the Mask. If you guys are catching on to this, everything is Behind the Mask.
There's a bit of a trend there.
Yeah, so we got it all. We nailed it all down, so it's ours. So you want to get a hold of us? Email us. You want to talk to us on Instagram? We will talk to you. You want to see, Ghost is really kicking in. But if you want to talk about a tournament that you have coming up, by all means, hit us up. And we will definitely promote you guys, help you guys out, support it. And
I threw Eugene up his game again.
I was on it. I was going to end this good. Anyways, so check it, do all that stuff that I already said. Now I got to get back on track so I can end this properly. So
yeah, take us home, Eugene. We got 3 minutes.
So with that, like I always say, and I always end it with, you can shoot, you can move, you can play.